Hi YouTube, and this is JTrain997, and I'm back this time with my review of the NECA Clash of the Titans Perseus with Sword and Shield. Of course, get a look at this bad boy in packaging. Of course, I very much wanted to have this guy. Unfortunately, my Toys R Us, once again, is still in chaos after their whole store shift. So I had to go online and pick this guy up. He is the variant Perseus, although there's very little, if difference between him. He's actually just a little bruised up on his head. We'll get a better look at that once we're out of packaging. Of course, you can see in the background his shield, and over here he has his sword. Over here on the side of the packaging, you can see Pegasus. It says Clash of the Titans. Of course, on the back, very massive picture of Perseus. Doesn't say much about him. Of course, just a huge picture. Well, actually, it does say son of Zeus right there. So, I really don't remember. I saw the Clash of the Titans as a kid, and I liked it. I don't remember all that much about it. I've heard they're making some pretty sweeping changes to the new one. So, I really can't give you too much background info on this guy as of yet. But, I'm definitely looking forward to having the figure. That being said, let's pull him out of packaging. And here we have Perseus out of packaging. Now let's get a quick 360 of this guy. Of course, I have him holding both his sword and his shield, and you can see how very massive the shield is. From the trailer, we saw him use a different type of shield, so I'm guessing maybe he gets this at some later point during the movie. It definitely looks like it's made out of the shell or hide of something. Don't really know. Of course, some very interesting design on the shield, as you can see here. He's got the 3 straps, and he grasps the final strap. It takes a little bit of doing to get that on, but it's not impossible. Actually, it's probably a little more difficult to get it off than anything. Give me 1 second here while I do that. So, pretty dense piece of plastic as well. Nice detail on the straps, nice detail on the shield. Once again, NECA has not skimped on the detail for this figure. That being said, let's actually get a better look at him here. Picking the camera up really quick. As you can see, the slight bruises on his face, which make him the battle damage version. I haven't seen the normal version, with the exception of online, but from what I've seen, there's very little difference. I mean, you can barely tell, so I don't really think it's a huge deal. Very nice detail on his armor all the way around. Said it before, say it again, NECA is my favorite toy company. They make amazing detail on each figure. Just great. Now, I do have one gripe about the figure. His sword, it came a slight, little tiny bit warped, but that straightened out just fine. But it's pretty loose in his hand. As you can see, as you've seen, it will stay once you've got it in there, but I wish it would have fit a little bit better. Of course, get a look at his sword here. Some pretty nice detail. There's actually some green paint around the emblem there. So, a nice little sword detail there. Of course, onto his articulation. His head does 360 degrees, up and down, full range of movement. His arms go out to about here, spin at the elbow. They also have an elbow joint and a wrist joint. Fingers are a little bit softer plastic, so you can bend them back to get the sword in there. Of course, same for both arms. And he even has a abdomen joint that's just underneath his armor, and his chest armor is a little bit softer plastic, although you can't really tell, to allow him to bend. He also spins at the torso, bends at the knee, swivels, and has some minor ankle articulation. Also rotates up here at the quadricep. Same for both legs. So some very nice detail on Perseus. So that being said, I think I paid about $17 offline for Perseus. Now that's not a bad deal. I think if I had found him in Toys R Us, I think they run between $13 and $15, so I didn't pay a considerable amount more. That's about the average you're going to pay online. The most you'll pay is about $20, I think, which, if you're a Clash of the Titans fan, is definitely worth the pickup. Like I said, I don't remember an incredible amount about Clash of the Titans. I am anxiously awaiting the new movie. I don't really want to I want to go back and watch it again before I see the new one. I just haven't had time yet. Of course, in Greek mythology, Perseus was the warrior that killed Medusa. Also, he was the son of Zeus in Greek mythology, of course. So, I'd say he definitely warrants the pickup if you're a Clash of the Titans fan. I'm sure there'll be a lot more after the movie hits. So, I absolutely love him. About 17 to 20 bucks offline. And this is JTrain997 saying I'll see you soon, YouTube.